welcome to Watch Symposium. I'm Austin. Alright, in my previous video, link in the description, we were talking about Swiss-only dials, and Ed Wee brought up in the comments section the idea of Tridinova dials. Tridinova, what happens when you take a tritium dial, but you have luminova on it? Well, that's Tritinova. And these are certainly anomalies, and they must have come out around the U serials, because that's when the transition happened from tritium to luminova. And the story goes was that Rolex had a surplus of tritium marked dials and just decided to paint them with luminova. Another theory is that Rolex wanted to try out the luminova paint before they committed to it, so tried out a few on tritium marked dials. So whatever the case, it would probably be the U serials that have this. And is it collectible? Probably a little bit, but the thing that gives me pause is that there's nothing explicit on the dial that makes it stand out. It's not like something you could just look at and say, hey, that's a Swiss-only dial, or that's a stick dial, or that's a frogfoot dial. There's nothing like that. So for that reason, I think it makes it a little less collectible than a more obviously anomalous Rolex. So who is it for? Well, it's obviously for somebody really deep into Rolex, because we're getting in the weeds. I mean, we're just talking paint here. And, it's for a collector who wants something special but is not worried about impressing others. Wants something that they can look at and think, it's kind of cool, but isn't really worried about other people noticing it, because they're never going to notice it, really. Are there any advantages to this? Well, assuming that there's luminova on the hands, if you take a watch like this to RSC and they change out the hands, you're going to get luminova hands and everything's going to match. So that's a real advantage right there. So certainly an interesting Rolex anomaly. Not something I would personally search out unless you have everything and you're just looking to add some interesting pieces if you're really deep into Rolex, or if you want something that is kind of special but secretly so nobody else knows about it, just you, then this might be the watch for you. So let me know what you think about Tridinova. Do you think there's a lot of collectibility potential there? I don't think so, just because I don't think anybody knows about it. And I will add one thing. It could scare people off. A watch that is marked tritium but has luminova. Some people might think, well, there's something wrong with this. I mean, it must be re-lumed. So I think there might be a fear factor there that might turn people off. But still, I'm kind of interested in seeing one and seeing if I can find one. So next time I go watch shopping, I'm going to target the U serials and see if I can find one of these. Let me know what you think about the Tridinova. Take care. Thanks for watching. See you next time.